Hey YouTubers, this is Aberfarth again. Wanted to show you just a quick review on a project that I basically spent about 6 months on. Wanted to put together a special purpose rifle basically, or a, for my purposes really a Varmit gun / Coyote rifle. Part of the reason I put this video together here is just to kind of show you, hey, that if I can put this gun together from parts, just about anybody can. One of the biggest goals I had with this particular project and why it took really 6 months to complete was I really wanted to try to do it as inexpensively as possible. I wanted to maximize the quality as well as kind of minimizing the costs and try to put together the best value that I possibly could. And what that really forced me to do was not only think about each part and what I wanted to accomplish, but also wait for things to go on sale, shop for the best possible deals, and so anyway, that's basically what I've been able to do. As most of you know, I simply started with a strip lower receiver. This is the part that is actually registered. I use a Spikes Tactical. That's what I've used in the past and always had good results with that. I mated it to a Aero Precision upper. I think they really come out of the basic factory, the same factory, quite frankly, and it made it up, fits, absolutely perfect. You can see I painted it. I used KG Gun-Kote. I used their desert sand on the lower and upper. I also then used their flat dark earth on the stock as well as the handguard. And the reason for that is, I wanted to be camouflaged to some degree. And really, camouflaged hunting, black is not a good camouflage, as most of you know that hunt. And the secondary factor is I didn't want it to be a black gun. I wanted to be able to take it out, hunt with it, and not be too conspicuous, with the threat of somebody walking around with a black rifle, if you will. So anyway, I think I'll just start with the end here. Basically, it's the skeleton stock. I used this and decided on this for a couple of reasons. Number one, they're very, very light. I also wanted to have a fixed stock with this application. The strength of these things are unbelievable, and I haven't read a single poor review on the skeleton. So that's what I went with, and I just took basically like a vinyl coating. They come with a black rubber, that goes over the top part here. That is, chemical resistant, but just to give it a little extra padding and to fit in with the color mode, I strapped that on. And the cool thing is that it gives me a little bit more padding. I like the way it looks, but if I ever decide I don't want it, I can just take it off, and it simply adds a little bit of protection, to the rubber padding that came with it. I went to Palmetto Arms to get my lower parts kit. What I liked about the lower parts kit is that it came with the MOE, the Magpul MOE hand grip. I like that a lot, as well as the extension, if you will, or the larger trigger guard. So those were parts that I did not have to go out and buy separately. It actually came with the kit. As I handle this, I'm just going to do a quick show that it is a quick safety check. Barrel's empty, the chamber's empty, no magazine in the gun. Moving on down to the handguard, of course I wanted to go with the free float tube. That was critical. I did not need rails or anything of that nature because it is purely a hunting rifle. And so I went with the DPMS free float tube. It is advertised as a two-piece, but it is a true free float tube. I went with the vented version. That seemed to work out well for me. In regards to the gas block, I went with the Yankee Hill Machine gas block. Again, really good quality, especially in regards to the price point on this thing. I think this was less than $30 for the gas block. And then at the end, I'm using a DPMS linear Levang compensator. See if we can get you an angle on the end of that. Basically, if you read the reviews on this, my review is they're dead on. It's right on the money. It is a compensator. It's not a flash hider, but it does send all of the blast forward of you. So it did feel like the recoil was coming directly back, as well as not to the side. in addition to that, it sounded to me, from a shooting position, that it sounded softer, if you will, or not quite as loud, which is always, kind of nice. So I'm very pleased with that. The heart of this thing, though, really is this barrel. I bought the barrel from Rainier Arms. It is a 18-inch SPR contoured barrel. It comes down to a 0.75 diameter for the gas tube at the end here. The barrel weight is, I believe, 2.6 pounds. 2 pounds 9 ounces actually. 2 pounds 9 ounces on the barrel. Stainless steel. It's a 1 1/8 twist, and it is a match grade barrel. It does have M4 barrel extensions, and that does mate up nicely with my upper receiver that has the M4 feed ramps as well. So we were very, very pleased with the barrel. I did have the opportunity to take it out and do some site work, get it sighted in, and very pleased with that. One of the interesting things that I did in regards to the scope is that I wanted to have the scope mounted in the right position, but I also was cognizant of weight. So instead of going with just a traditional one-piece setup here, in order to reduce the weight, what I went with is from Yankee Hill Machine, these risers. These are 1/2-inch risers. The front one actually extends out over the front gas tube. That gives me a little bit extra space here, and then I just simply used regular rings actually from Leopold. So Leopold rings mounted to a Yankee Hill Machine riser and mounted right to the top of the upper receiver. So it basically gives me about a 1-inch increase over the top of the rail, and that has worked out very, very well. And then in regards to mounting a sling, of course the A skeleton stock came with the sling mount here. What I simply did is I bought a swivel from Yankee Hill Machine, a swivel stud actually, and what that enabled me to do was just slide it right into one of the vent holes. I attached a nut to the back of it and cranked that down pretty tight. So this is on there really well. I virtually added no weight at all. I didn't have to cut into the rail or make any modifications, and if I want to take this off, very easy to do. I find most people are interested in seeing, what are the results of the rifle. This was the first time I took it out, and I was just simply trying to get the scope sighted in. So this is basically where I started here. Obviously, I'm shooting, low and to the left. I make a couple of adjustments up and in, and I wind up, getting it, pretty zeroed in here. Once I felt comfortable, then I put a 6-shot group together here. So this is actually 6 shots. Most of them are, 2 touching here, 2 touching here, 2 touching there. Feeling pretty comfortable about the accuracy, but I wanted to raise the point of impact up a little bit higher, and so again, I put together, this is a 4-shot group here. Drop this one here, but that's 3 shots right there within, so I'm pretty much dead on here. And again, I'm not. This is not bragging at all. I'm not a bench shooter. And this, quite frankly, is only at 25 yards, but I wanted to just get this thing sighted in and see if I'm on target. And then my final three group shot here, and I figure, okay, I'm pretty much on. In fact, this grouping up here could have actually been closer, but I sent the target down, and I was actually firing at it as it was still kind of wobbling and hadn't come to a complete rest, but. I'm going to take this out at a longer distance, but the indoor range I was at, that's the max distance. So it's not a real true test by any means, but I think this is telling me, hey, I'm on the target here pretty closely. So I was pleased with the results. Again, that's the Rainier Arms 18-inch special purpose contoured barrel in stainless steel. Very pleased with that, and the price point on it was, I thought, very, very attractive. I think they're about $225. And all right, thanks, and you guys stay safe out there. Thanks for watching.